Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Glad to have you back with us today. Today is day 4 sorry, I have to read my sheet, self-healing and your biz matter. So today we're going to be talking about all about self-healing and bringing that into your business. What that's looked like for me, I can speak to in a little bit. To start the day off, I wanted to start with a short little meditation just to kind of get us into the zone and relaxed a little bit. Yeah, exactly. Right. A busy morning. So it's nice. It's always nice to just, this is our afternoon meditation, our time that we can just
Yeah.
kind of, come in and center and regroup and show up for all of you in the way that you need us to. So
I think we need to go live every day this time so that we can have
we,
our midday meditation with you.
I know, right? That's about it. So they don't
Yeah.
make everybody commit.
Yeah. Awesome. All right.
Oh dear. Okay, so let's get comfy in a chair. I think this one you can lie down, sit in a comfortable chair, back supported, head free, whatever you are comfortable with. I was reminded of this beautiful meditation the other day, so I thought I would share this with you. It was very powerful and moving for me. It's a heart meditation, so we're just going to kind of come into our heart space a little bit and just expand on that and use the heart space as our focus. So I'll guide you through that. So let's just get comfy in our spots, and I invite you to close your eyes. Let's just take some deep breaths. Just relaxing, focusing on the breath. And on the inhale, you're expanding. And on the exhale, you're melting and dropping down. Just feeling into that space, relaxation, connecting to the breath. Just relax, melt, and drop down. And now I invite you to connect to your heartbeat, to feel that beat inside your chest, inside your heart space. Just find the rhythm. Just bring your focus to your heart space. And if you can't feel the beat specifically, feel the energy in that space. And just connect with that. Connecting with your heart, the rhythm, the energy. And just really feeling into that beautiful energetic space. And if your thoughts float in or distractions are around you, just come back to the heart. Just relaxing, coming back to that space, feeling that rhythm, feeling that energy. And just sink into this and relax. And allow the distractions, come back to the heart. Feeling into the rhythm, Feeling into that space. Now I invite you to pay attention to the energy and how the heart space energy expands out through your body. Where do you feel that in your body? Where do you feel that energy? Can you feel it in your fingers? Just being aware, taking notice of that beautiful energy and how it expands through our body, reaching out to other areas of the body. Just feeling into that beautiful energy, that beautiful rhythm. Coming back to the heart. Allowing distractions, allowing thoughts, just come back to the heart. Taking notice of where you're feeling that beautiful energy. Allowing it to expand. Allowing the body to feel that energy. Allowing yourself to feel that energy outside of the body. Just allowing the expansion. Feeling into that energy, feeling into that rhythm. And just sink into that. Coming back to the heart. No thoughts, no distractions. Coming back to the heart. Feeling into the expansion. Allowing. And then releasing. Bringing your focus back to the breath. Staying with and holding on to that beautiful feeling of peace. Knowing you can tap into that at any point in your day. Coming back into the room, to the sounds around you. Stretching, wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. And when you feel ready, you can open your eyes. Very nice. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad you're all here with us today.
Thank you.
for that.
Nice. Good and calming.
Yeah, it is nice. Just kind of bring us back to center, right?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Yep, absolutely. Good. Well, today we're going to talk about self-healing and your biz, aligning with that. And I've always, just from deep inside, felt that the self-healing, we have the power within us. We have God's source energy within us, and we can bring that out. We can heal others. We can tap in, and when we are maybe wobbly or we have questions, we connect to source and get those answers. And the great thing is, things start to show up, whether, it's a sign outside or a song or a wonderful person in our community or your community that shows up and says, hey, or I thought of you for this, and it's just the right thing at the right time. So self-healing really, as we connect and we learn how to ground and come within, those answers start to come as we've been sharing, as we get quiet and they come. One of the core pieces of this is what you really believe about yourself, the core concept, the self-image. If you feel that you're not worthy, then it's going to be hard to manifest the things that you want because they're out of reach. You're not in that vibration of things coming to you. Or if you feel that money is hard to make, or relationships are hard, or I'm in this difficult situation, and you're giving out that electromagnetic signature, then the universe just says, here you go. Here's some more examples of what it is that you believe. And the great thing is with our feelings, those are our guidance system. So it's just simply saying something is not in alignment with who you truly are and getting curious. We love that here, get curious, ask why, what is it? What is it in my situation that's happening? What is it that I'm not seeing? And I'm just going to refer to the page today for day 4, just talking about, attracting things and law of vibration. A lot of people are frustrated with the law of vibration. And, as I was looking at it, and even, with some clients that were frustrated, was simply, what is it? And it always comes back to their belief or their limiting beliefs that are holding them back of who they truly are. And when we can tap into us being infinite creatures, or we have divine source within us, the other stuff just starts to melt away, of not being worthy. Well, how can you not be worthy? That's a lie, or that's not a truth, because you're a divine being. We're all divine beings, right? So when you think about what it is, and all of us on the grid, we're all equal. We're all here. When we pass on, the grid doesn't change. It's just the energy changes into something that's different. Right. So that's really cool. And just a way to kind of look at it from that perspective, and the true beings that we are, the real reason why we're here, then the other stuff just starts to melt away, which is cool. We still have to do the work, of course, but it gets easier and easier because it's not this heavy load that we're trying to drag uphill. It's just simply saying, oh, okay, I see you. I see you thought. I see you feeling. Why are you here? What am I to learn from this? What do I not want to be a vibrational match to anymore because I feel like crap, or, this really hurts, or something like that. So just looking at it from that point of view. So from the sheet, it says, if you believe you can, you're right. And if you believe you can't, you're right. So whatever you are telling yourself, words are so important. And if you're not sure, whether you're talking effectively about your business or a situation that you want to change, I'd even say, record yourself. You can journal, definitely, and then reread it. Was there anything in there that shows lack? Was there anything in there that maybe isn't a truth, or just the way that the words are coming out? So what we say is very important, right? If you can observe and you can catch that in the moment, that's also a superpower, because you can change that and just change or flip it, right? Flip the perspective, or flip the way that you're thinking about it. Where do our beliefs come from? They're not even ours. They come from when we're really young, from 0 to 7 years. That is a huge breath of fresh air, I feel, because even, we have our limiting beliefs, or we have the things that we're struggling with. Someone told us that a long time ago, that we accepted as truth, and we hung on to it. And once you can get down to the core, it's simply releasing that. You just release yourself. Thoughts become beliefs, but those beliefs are simply, it's a decision. So if you think, maybe you overheard your parents fighting about money, and so you took on as a young child that money is hard to make, or, that relationships are difficult, or that to be an adult, you must be angry or angry a lot of the time, or closed off and distant emotionally. And we've learned the things that we did from our adults that were in our lives, but they were doing the best that they could with that they could at that time. Right. So it's really just looking at it. Okay, well, that was what someone else told me. What do I believe now? What is it that is, for me, what's for my highest self for now, for today, going forward? And simply take that into a meditation. Ask source, I have this belief. Give it the light. Imagine that belief or that emotion, and just wrap it in a balloon or in a pretty basket and fill that with light. Imagine the sun in there and say, okay, what are you here to show me? Am I here to, learn something? Is this what I came to Earth to to heal, just show me what it is, and it's going to come. So just resting in the faith of that. When we
Can I
give
just add something?
Yeah.
I just was going to add something in there. Because although I agree, beliefs are totally what you get from someone, but sometimes those beliefs, it's not that, I don't know if you get that belief, but you create that belief based on your perspective of a situation. So
Right.
like you said, maybe it's, well, I overheard my parents arguing about money, or, that I have to work harder, or that's what I have to do. And, so again, it's, it is, yes, getting that belief passed down, but also creating a false belief, really, just based on your perception of whatever that situation is from those ages of 0 to 7. And then from there onward, those you're reaffirming your belief, like, well, see, I told you I had to work hard, or that wasn't, whatever. So yeah, I just wanted to add that.
And I'm glad that you did, because I'm actually, Sabrina had left a message, use me as an example. So I will. She had shared with us in a course that I was running with her once, was that when she was, I believe, 6, her parents left the house with mom and dad and her little brother, and she was left with grandma and grandpa, and she cried because she thought that they were leaving her. She was 6. She didn't understand. Her perception of what was going on was not a truth, but she took that in, that they were leaving her, which led to then feelings of not feeling worthy. And now today in her business, she's shy to go live. She likes to have someone else with her. She, as far as those clients coming in or calling it in, we've talked to her this week actually about this. It's that feeling of not being worthy, and then you're to show up in your business, and there's a disconnect there. And it's no problem just observing, where that maybe came from. Or a good question is, when is the first time that you felt any of the emotions that you're struggling with, anger or shame or fear, guilt, anything that is a struggle for you in that moment. That self-healing or that work is to go in and, where was the first time that I felt this emotion? And you pinpoint that example. It could have been your siblings beating up on you. There's so many different things that could have been happening. Or maybe at school, someone made fun of your artwork. So you took it in that, you're not worthy, or people laugh at you, and now you're in your business, and it's all this thing about, let's get on social media and go live. And a lot of people are like, and that fear sets in. That fear is normal and it's real. Just figure out, is it real? Is it a real truth? Your perspective or your perception of it. Is it, you're looking at the elephant, here's the situation that I want to heal, or it's the elephant. Are you looking at it from the front, or are you looking at it from the back, right? And just having a different perspective. So yeah, thank you. That's very good. It's a good example. Did you want to add anything else here, Dr. G?
Oh yeah, I think it's perspective. I think it's what you said, and I think it's also a simple question can say, where did this come from? Because it could be from our childhood, but I'm like, oh, that's my mom's, and I'm like, whoop, send it back with the highest level of consciousness. Oh, that's my dad's, whoop. And I can just send it away, but I'm claiming it, right? I can just decide, like, I actually have an alarm right now. Who does this belief belong to? 3 times a day. So wherever I am in that moment, I can say, oh, I'm sitting in the energy of someone else. And that when we give ourselves away, or we're holding on to someone else's belief, then we're not our fullest embodiment of ourselves. So at any time we can identify, oh, that's not even mine. I'm going to send that back to sender with the highest level of consciousness. And then boom, like I feel totally different. And so that's something that I've really been looking at as far as the belief systems and what we're taking on. Most of it's not even ours. Yeah, it comes from childhood, but that means it's like, it's a mom or a dad or a grandma or a brother, and so it's so liberating to that's the access consciousness approach, right? Like you can just identify, this is not mine. Goodbye. This is not mine. Goodbye. And you're like, it takes a while. You're like, okay, I don't need this, And so you can do that all day long, and it gets easier and easier because you'll be angry at you could catch yourself at the dishes and I'm like, here I am again. And I'm like, wait, this doesn't feel like me. Whose is this? Oh, it's my mom. Oh, goodbye. I don't have to take that. I can just give it back. So
it takes it takes the meaning of return to sender to a whole new level.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's the highest level of consciousness, right? Like, it's not like I'm not angry. I'm just like, oh, I don't want that. Like, take it back, return to sender. So
Exactly.
it's
Love
fun,
that.
right? So that's like that self-healing and these different steps and finding those beliefs can be fun. Like I'm done being, I think I had Catholicism sort of drilled into me, and my own spiritual community that I joined in 2008 was quite rigid. And I was like, this is supposed to be fun. Like if it's not fun, I'm not going to do it. And so healing can be fun. Yeah, we have to go through our shadow, and yeah, we're going to have tears and we're going to cry and it's going to be hard. And then there's days where it is fun because you did the work. So
Yeah.
just finding some shifts so that it's not, and then I know I shared this in the business showcase, but people like not jumping into their lives because they're like, oh, I can't join that right now because I have shadow work to do. And it's like, no, no, no. This happens while we're doing the dishes. This happens while we're folding the clothes. This happens while I'm out with my kids. And it's always, right? Because if we stop our life because we have to heal, then are we living? Like we're here to live. And so just to find ways that like we can be, I'm a healing entrepreneur, and the process keeps going. So
That's
yeah.
right.
Always moving forward in whatever way. And yes, you can do 2 at a time.
Exactly.
Go.
Yeah.
I love that because it is happening all the time. You could be driving, you could be folding the laundry. Things are going to come up, whether it's not this year, it could be in 5 years. Like we're going to have stuff all the time, but we're giving you the tools to be able to recognize it, play with it a little bit, give yourself permission to be like, oh, I don't need you, or oh, you're so-and-so's energy. That is definitely not who I am. And really just being who you are, being who you're meant to be. You have to be it before you see it. Embodying, this is who I am now. And then when those other things come up, you can say like, oh, I see you, but I'm not available to that anymore. Or that's who I used to be. Or this is Christine 2.0, whatever your fun way of doing it, of just observing and saying, okay, I see you. Some of the bigger stuff, get help, right? But we want to teach you how to be independent self-healers so that you're not always dependent on someone else to help you through that. You have that power within you, which is really awesome. And it's just simply shifting, right? Shifting that perspective, shifting the emotion and replacing it with the opposite of it, or the higher thought for yourself. And really just allowing that permission and changing the concept of who we are to who we are being, right? And just embodying what that is when you wake up in the morning, and if you're not feeling great or you're not feeling the joy of it, why not? Why is it there? Like we're soul beings, we're here in this, what a beautiful time to be alive wherever you are in the world, and just embodying what that is and allowing God's source, white light, golden light, just to fill your day, fill your body in the morning when you wake up. You're going to feel better as soon as you get up. It really starts, a lot with what's in our mind and having that. So, even the people around us, you've got some contrast or you've got something that's going on. I'll use husbands as an example. So there's, there's friction, or, there's been an argument and you're trying to figure out how to maneuver through it. It's just simply, you work on you. You do not need to look after anyone else or worry about them. You look after yourself, stay in your own lane, figure out why are you triggered? What is it here that needs some healing? And look at that for yourself and go within. And then for the other person, just imagine them of how you want them to be, because you're automatically going to raise their vibration. You don't even have to have a conversation with them. That's the great part about it. And if it's something that you want to do this, have an inner conversation with their higher self, your higher self and their higher self. Even have a conversation with your higher self and invite your higher self to come in and embody your life and be there. This was something that was really helpful for me, was to not view myself as outside of my body. We do that often, to cope with what's going on, or if there's been pain that was too great, disassociation. But it's welcoming that higher self. And Dr. G is really good at teaching that, on how to come back into the body and just allow the embodiment of your soul being and your earthly being to live in one body. And they're not separate, and they're not separate at certain times, only when you're meditating. They're there all the time. So imagine you're living that kind of, feeling, or from that mindset. And now the children, or you're making dinner, you're doing it with love. You're doing these things out of the highest good for the family or for yourself. Just life is different. You live a totally different day because it's not about, the stuff you got to drudge up, or, that heavy backpack, and, oh, I gotta go through the pain that I went through to heal. No, it's just simply, today I make a decision. I am a soul being. I am healing or healed. I am whole. I'm not broken. I don't need to be fixed. And then figure out what is it in your perception or in your life that you want that's changed, and raise up the level, raise up the standard of who you want to be. And the other stuff is just going to fall away because you're not a vibrational match to it anymore. Okay, so really good. That's everything from the sheet, is really just embodying who you are. And your business is the same. Your business wants you to be who you're here and meant to be, right? To level up to, a conscious leader, a conscious healer. Maybe you just want that for your own life, but it's really just stepping into the decision of, do you know why you're here? Do you know what your greater purpose is, or your soul calling? And allowing that to be how you view the life, or view the day, and how you're living, and to just, simply be and embody that. Do you ladies have anything else that you would like to add?
Yeah, I just think on the entrepreneurial journey, we forget how much we have to go inwards, So I know some people don't have businesses, but really we're talking to people, entrepreneurs that are wanting to shift. They want to make more ease. They want to be more embodied in themselves and their business. And we have to commit to it, because otherwise we're going to stay in the same loop that we're like, oh, this isn't working. The 3 or 4 figure a month loops, or, I'm doing a lot of calls with people. So hearing about naturopaths, that are running a clinic and they're at $6,000 a month, and they're not living their dream. They're not like, they have these big messages, they have these big visions. And then along with that, like the healing comes. I didn't really recognize, I had my business, but then I moved online last year in 2020, and holy cow, I jumped in and I was committed. And the healing that happened was like, I would never have expected it. And it was also part of my spirit. Like I knew, like, I'm here for this expansion. I'm here for this embodiment. I'm here to do a specific thing on the planet. And like 2020 was like healing my mom wound. It was healing the healer's wound. It was healing my money stories. Every step of the way within my business is like, self-healing and your biz matter, because as you heal, your biz is like, oh, thank you. Now we can allow more clients in. Oh, thank you. Now we can allow more funds in. Like, we're floating around you waiting for the soul line clients, but you have to be in alignment. It's not like putting it outside that everything else isn't working. It's actually who can I shift, or what needs to release. Actually, really we're releasing a lot of the things that we're holding on to, so that we can be aligned with our business in this alignment that draws in our soul line clients. Because once we're in alignment, our business is like, oh, thank you. Now let's get moving. Now let's do this. Now let's, now we're doing it. But and it can be scary sometimes. People, like, it's difficult to do some of the healing. There's good days and there's hard days, as the entrepreneurial, roller coaster, as we like to call it. But really knowing that you're here for that bigger vision, knowing that healing is part of it. And then it just, we're creating this network for people to come into, to really hold the space so that you can release and find those blocks, and then create this exponential growth within yourself and your business, so that it's not this $125 one-on-one session. You're calling in, 5, 10, 15K clients, because you have finally claimed that you have healed those wounds. You have healed the worthiness, the deserving, the fear, all of that. And then you have tools to move forward ongoing. So if any of you guys, want to say anything else, and then we'll go into exactly what we're going to be offering here in just a second.
Yeah, I'm, just again, kind of that going within, that connecting, from my perspective, that's where the meditation leads you down that path and helps you to bring all that to light. And whether that's your personal healing journey or your business healing journey, it really needs to start with that connection that you have with yourself. And the self-talk, we talked about that earlier in the week, and I had mentioned awareness. Really, if all of this is new to you, then start to just be aware of the things that you're saying, the things that you're saying to yourself, the things that you're saying about yourself, about your business, and kind of catching, Are you limiting yourself? Are you, again, it's that vibration, right? It's all tied in. It all just flows. It's incredible. And awareness, you've got to be aware of it to understand where to shift, in the thinking, and that connection within was just going to flourish. And it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And I think it's also being honest with where you are. That's the biggest question I've had the last 2 weeks is for my own self. Where am I hiding? Where am I wanting to hide and not show up? And, where it's easier to play small instead of really just standing in the boots that I'm meant to wear. And if I look at, the financial side of it, is healing my financial wound and my financial story. And I can't do that alone. I can't see my own blind spot. So it's having that coach and mentor. And thankfully, we're in such a great community here, but having someone who can say, oh, this is what you're struggling with. Well, did you look at this, this, and this? And being able to transform our healing. It's so powerful. This is my first year hiring coaches, and it has transformation 100%, but I can't believe how much just having those extra eyes has transformed or fast forwarded my growth. I've spent the last 3 years trying to figure this out on my own, watching YouTube videos, joining this class and this class and this class. And it's not until someone can actually look at our own situation and go, oh, well, look at this, or have you thought about this, or here's your pattern. Look at how this pattern is now showing up in your business or in your life today. And a lot of light bulbs go off and you're like, oh, so we're here. We really want to help people to heal within, because if whatever it is that you're struggling with, do you want to be in the same position in a year from now? Or do you want to be like, oh, yes, I'm so grateful that I was able to heal that, and then move out into the world, not even business, but world, business, however you're meant to show up in your family as that healed soul, as that healed person within.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. I love that. So what we have to offer that we're going to share now and today is that because of our passion to help you go inward, we're also here to help you expand in your business. So we have created a 6-month program where we get to heal your life and expand your business. So again, I love what Christine said. Think about yourself in a year or 6 months. And I have this in my own programs. Where do you want to be in 6 months? Shifted from right now. Are you willing to not take the steps and sort of do the superficial work or the YouTube, the free things, and still be in the same place in 6 months? For me, for my spirit, for my soul, the answer is no. I am not willing to. I am willing to dive in. I have been diving in since 2020 happened. The investment into myself and the business is exponential, and the results have been incredible, because people from the outside, they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm healing and I'm investing in myself because I'm here for a purpose. So exactly. Janet says, no, I'm not willing to be in the same place in 6 months, which is awesome. You have to get really clear. If you are willing to be in the same place in 6 months, that's just fine. There is no judgment, but we are really calling in the entrepreneurs, the healers, the light workers, that know that they're here for a major purpose, and they're just not quite there yet. And so what we create and what you get to learn in these 6 months is you learn to create a healing foundation, like what we've started this week, of meditation, healing, that supports your inner growth, but at an exponential rate. So if you have known me for a little bit, I like to move fast. Like I'm a fast spirit, and so are Christine and Virginia in their own way. Virginia's our rock, and then Christine and I are like, and so I don't have time, like what I hold for people for 6 months is like exponential growth, not only within themselves, but their business. So you're also going to learn how to assess and clear your energetic blocks. So that's more of the meridian systems, and then also meditation. And for me, here's the thing. If you invest in yourself, I want you to have tools that you use for the rest of your life. I was the same in the clinic as a naturopathic doctor. I want to give somebody tools that you can go back to for the rest of your life. It's not like, oh, I invested in this thing and now those tools are gone. You get to say, oh, I'm living in fear right now. Oh, I'm going to release that through my kidneys. Oh, whose belief is this? Like, you will have so many tools energetically for that healing that is going to help you shift incredibly. Yeah. You want to shift into the next dimension. Exactly. That's who we're calling in. So I always like to say, learn how to attract 10 soul aligned clients that pay you $10K a month or even $5K a month. I know for so many people out there watching this, $5K a month of 10 of those, that's put you at a completely different place. I've talked to naturopaths and they're like, well, that would be amazing. I'm like, exactly. That's where you could be, but we're stuck at this $125 an hour session that really, when people spend $125 an hour, they're shopping around. They're going to take about 1% of what you tell them to, 1% of what you do, and they're not going to shift. But when the people are investing in themselves and their lives, they're going to shift incredibly. I can say that for myself, because that's what I am also doing. So you also get to learn to create one-on-one offers and programs that are aligned with you and your business. So the three of us heavily invest in our businesses and in learning the different techniques. And my messaging is that your technique is going to be different than mine. My business might want 3 tiers. Someone else's business might want a live launch. Someone else's business might want just high-end one-on-ones. We're here to say, we're going to support that and not say it's not a cookie cutter. We're going to give you the cookie cutter dimensions and say, here, if you want that cookie cutter, let's set you up with that. If you want that cookie, but really the business is, as we move into this next dimension, there's a free flow. There's having a call with somebody and they're like, oh, that program's not it for me, but what about this and this and this? And I'm like, that works. Let's do that. And in this, that's what your business wants to. That's what your spirit wants. That's what's ascending into the next realm for you. And then that you get to understand key concepts to align your business with your personal wealth consciousness and consistent 5-figure months and beyond. That's really where we're helping people get. I just shared a post today about a year ago. In January, I was ready. I gave up. I told my husband, I'm done. I'm not going to make any money. You take it over. I'm done. Mm-hmm. I'm like so fried on the inside about worrying about money. And I just handed it over, and I was really about on the verge to just stop. I just was like, I'm just going to stop doing everything. And he did. He took it over, and I had some space. And then in March, something shifted, and a mentor kind of fell into my lap, and she saw where I was supposed to go, and I was like, that's exactly right. And I jumped in. And so I went from a 1K month in January, and now last January is a 5K month. So, or not a 5K month, I'm sorry, a 5-figure month. So much different than, because I created programs, because I created high-end one-to-ones, because I expanded into these different offerings that I loved and that my business was supporting. So from 1K to 5-figure months within less than a year is amazing. And I guess I could have said in June I had a 5-figure month as well. So that's what we're calling in. That's what we're supporting. And it does happen with that inner work and that commitment to yourself. Because if you go back on those old stories, you're not going to shift. I've helped people through a 6-month program and they didn't come out how I had hoped. But that's not my responsibility. That was them. They weren't willing to step up into their healing. They weren't willing to do the work that needed to happen. Or they had so much, they were stuck in blame. They were stuck in other places. So what you get in this program is beyond what any of us had paid. So you get 3 live sessions a week. You get Monday, Wednesday, Friday. One is a teaching, one is an office hours, and that third is a integration. Like we're going to have, healings or meditations, like whatever that group is session is needed that Friday. And you get weekly training modules as well, right? So we're not just woo, we're woo with structure. Yes. Because we're going to move into the woo, we're going to move into the 5D, but we're still going to need marketing skills. We're still going to need, what is your messaging? You're still going to need, okay, there's all these platforms. How in the F do I do all of that? You need that structure, and we provide that structure as well in a module base. So you'll have that as well. So those are self-mastery tools, business mastery tools that are easy to implement and expand, right? And if it doesn't feel right, don't do it. Like I'm to the point where I'm like, I'm eliminating anything that doesn't feel good, because the 5D is about flow. The 5D is about expansion. The 5D is about embodiment. And we're here to help you with that. So then you also get a Facebook group. So like this, but it's intimate, it's private, it's a posse. What this Facebook group does is where you're sharing what you are creating. And we get to co-create with you. So we hold a sacred container. And what these sacred containers do, they heal your sisterhood wound. They heal your healer's wound. They heal the witch wound, because we're really bringing women, maybe at one point we'll have men, but really bringing women together That's what the planet is wanting to heal, so that we have more and more light workers showing up, making 5 figures, because your impact is much greater. So it's not always about the money, but the money is there because we're healing the prosperity. We're moving into wealth consciousness. So all in all, and then you get Monday through Friday text messenger. We do not do that on the weekends. We will have discernment that weekends are our space, because it's really important. You get so much support that you can still share in the group, and then we will be there Monday. You can text message, us and get support through the weekday, but not on the weekends. That's something that is of high value as well. So the total value of the 6-month program, the value of it is $42,000. What we are doing, obviously, you're going to get a much lower price. And with the 3 of us, this is 3 coaches, you guys, a doctor, a coach in meditation, a self-healing business coach. Like, it's really this pyramid of strength and support. So a generous payment plan of $1,333 US for 10 months. We're going to have some 48-hour bonuses as well, we're going to drop in a link to apply. So we want to really have you fill out a form that helps you establish, is this for you? If you have a business and you want to expand and you don't want to be in the same place in 6 months, this is for you. Because there's not a ton of masterminds out there made for light workers. There's some, but there's certainly not some with three experts in our field, and then we also have some paid in full bonuses. So when you enroll and purchase in the next 48 hours, you get to be included in a 2-hour business accelerator mastermind that we are also offering our paid in full bonus folks. So I think that's it. But really, the big thing is that it's a 6-month container where self-healing is focused, but with tools and business expansion. And then the structure, so that how do you build your business? How do you start shifting from $125 a visit, or even $200 or $300, into being an expert in what you're doing, into calling in those 4K, 5K, 6K, 10K clients, starting out, like, what would it feel like if you had 3 4K clients a month? Huge, right? That's a huge shift. And yes, there's healing that happens, because you have to heal your money shit. You have to learn how to receive. You have to know you're worthy. You have to show up consistently online. You have to do the there's halves, but it's going to be easier when you implement a lot of those things. And that's really what we're here to do, because we are doing that as well, right? So we're leading you. We create a sacred container of acceleration of your healing, of your business, so that in 6 months, your 2021 is much, much different. So I want to, I know that was a lot, but it was, this is what we get to start talking about and answering questions about, and doing, having an application form, which we'll drop the link in here in just a minute, to really assess, is this for me? And I love it. Like, it's a perfect question. Do you want to be in the same place in 6 months? Hell no, I don't. I just don't. Like, 2021 is asking for all light workers to stand up, into themselves. Like, we're all, like, so many light workers, but like, how do I stand up? How do I be embodied? How do I shine my light and receive the prosperity that gets to come with that? As healers, there's some wounds that have to shift so that we can receive that. And we're not okay with a 6K month, or we're not okay with a 2K month, because we're ready to expand, and knowing that can all come and shift for us.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, awesome. Stepping into your power. That's what it really is about, you answering those questions and just being, like we had said earlier, being honest. Where am I? Where do I want to be? And am I ready to do the work to get there? Because, we can blow sunshine all you like. But in the end, we are here to give you the tools to support you and to offer that container in that space and all of everything that comes with that. But in the end, it has to be your choice and your commitment to do the work. But yeah, it's the transformation will be amazing, just simply amazing.
Yep. Huge. And I like how, all the three of us have been in many, many programs that we've all spent over 100K together collectively on coaches. And we've taken what worked for them and we saw what didn't work. And we're like, okay, we see it. We see how to help that entrepreneur to not fall down in that rut. And then in 3 months, they're like, help me. It's just simply, by taking spirituality, the science, the mindset, the metaphysics, that yes, we do need to have, the tech, but not hard tech or marketing. It's just simply, encompassing all of that together where you have a look, we help heal you. And then we teach you how to put that into a business and how to elevate and up level the business. So you're calling in the people that you absolutely want to work with, because we don't have time for, for those that are not energetically aligned. It's okay they will go and find the right person for them. But, if you feel that energetic connection to us, or you feel that draw, I would say trust your intuition. Source is telling you, we get those divine downloads, and that's how we're running the school, is simply being able to take consciousness and integrating that into the school, into the business system that will teach, and into the healing. And that's so powerful. And I love that. I haven't seen a program that's out there where we're taking, yes, we live in a 3D, but we're ascending, we're in, the higher dimension, and we're bringing your business with you, so that you're not trying to figure out how to do it in the old ways that aren't working anymore and are falling away. We're going to teach you how that flow and that ease is there in a multidimensional platform.
Yeah. And I just got to say too, there's the three of us. So that is a powerful combination, the three of us, because first of all, we are aligned with each other, and the power of that alignment coming to you with the knowledge and all of that to back it is, again, that's kind of why in my head, it's just like, it's going to be spectacular. I mean, the advancements, the transition, the transformation after 6 months will be simply incredible. And not just for you, for us too, because as you're learning and growing, we're learning and growing. So we're all working together. And so it's just a beautiful, beautiful combination. And we often look at ourselves as the pyramid. Mm-hmm. And we talked about, Dr. G, you're better at remembering all of this stuff. I mean, I remember it and then I hear it and I go, wow, that's so cool. That's us. We're a pyramid. They're ancient, they're strong, they're made for transformation. But I know you can probably get into more detail on that.
Yeah. Yeah. When I think it's interesting. Yeah. So I use the pyramid in the Ray of Light healing form, which all of you will be introduced to. It'll be something that you can use. I'm using that in my mastermind as well, and the certification program. So a pyramid for healing and activating. So what pyramids, and I've read a couple studies. So they help plants grow better. They're grounding. The signal that comes out of them goes farther, which is really incredible. I use it as like a sacred container to grow and transform. So us as the three, we're really creating this sacred container. What else? That immune system support. I can't remember if I said that, but just think about how sturdy a structure is. Like if you were to push on a pyramid, it doesn't bend, right? It doesn't collapse. Like a box, you push on a box and it's like, its sides go all out, but a pyramid is really, really has a lot of strength. And to have that one-on-one support with the three of us is, and again, for this price investment is incredible. It's, it's a steal because really it's, and I would say Christine said 100,000. I was thinking about this last night. I was like, I would say 500,000 because talk about medical school, talk about, all that I've invested in my own business. That's almost $1 million, like what has gone into the creation of me and what has gone into the creation of Christine and what has gone into the creation of Virginia. It's priceless. It's beyond 100,000, and just in the past year, just knowing that I need to do that for myself. And then to be able to create a program like this. And it really is calling out the light workers. It's calling out the healers. It's calling out the entrepreneurs that know you're here for a bigger vision. And you just need to clear some shit so that you can really be present and not get lost in the web. Like I've had people be like, oh, I'm really confused about the marketing. I'm like, don't worry about, like, yes, we'll come there, but let's heal some of this other stuff. Like, let's heal the blame. Let's heal this. Let's heal some of these things so that then when you're in soul aligned, action, you get onto Facebook and you tune in to like the people that you're supposed to connect with. And when I do that, they're like, oh yeah, I'd love to learn more. Or maybe it's just like collaboration. Oh, I've been thinking about you too. Great. Let's collaborate. Oh yeah, I saw that post. I'm so glad you followed up because I really was interested in that. That's marketing. Like I'm in my own mastermind, that I am invested in, and that we talk about soul aligned marketing. Like there's no Facebook ads. There's no, launches unless you want to, there's none of this like hustle. It's really about how do I be, how do I embody, and how do I receive, because, and heal a lot of, some of those other underlying wounds. So yeah. So it's an incredible opportunity. I'm just going to keep going and then we'll kind of wrap it up a teeny bit early. So we have an application form, you guys. It says apply here. So definitely follow that link. You'll answer some questions. We will get back to you about a good time to chat over this weekend, or, if you're like, I want to apply and just go for it, then we'll have a link. I think our links for purchasing are being created. So the application is first, just to answer those questions, because we want to know about you, about your business, what's working, what's not working. We get to really look at like what's going to serve you the best as far as who to talk to about the application form. So that way you're really getting all three of us having eyes on this, and then we get to decide, what's the best step for you and your business, and it's really exciting. I'm excited to have this application form and really get going about this program. So yeah. So any other questions or anything you guys want to add?
The office hours, just in case someone's not familiar with what that is, it's Q&A. So we're there, we're available. We'll help you if it's clearing stuff you need to clear or a question you have in your life or in your business, then that's what that hour it's for you to get right down into it to your specific need, which is so great because you can be in programs where you're lost. There's so many people and you're a number, but we're here to help you to get your stuff sorted, because think about it, once you're healed, you get to teach that to all the other people that you impact, and your business is going to grow because they're going to see you as that solid, healed leader who's sure of themselves and be like, oh, I like her confidence. I'm going to follow her.
Yeah.
And I think that any program that I have invested in, when I realized that I needed to invest in myself, and, I didn't have to feel like I was winging this thing called life, and, and that there are people out there and you are supported and you don't have to do it alone. And, whenever I chose any of those programs, it was because I totally felt that, I'm ready. I'm aligned. That feels good to me. And I am on board with you 100%, Dr. G, on the, if I'm not having fun anymore, I don't want to do it, so we just, and that's not a good or bad thing. It's just, again, awareness, right? And owning it. Yeah. And, but yeah, so it's really about, are you that person that is ready to step into your power, that is ready for the guidance and everything, and in that you align with us, that you feel that pull to work with us. And because it's, I agree with Christine, and it's not, yes, you're healing you, but wow, what you're going to do for the rest of the people is just what's going to, it just is amazing.
Yeah, exactly. And just the impact, right? It's like my coach always said, when we help one person, we're helping 1,000 people or more. So to think about that, like to take the judgment away of some of the stuff, like, oh, I only have one client or whatever. Like, well, that one client means it's 1,000 people. That's a massive impact and a massive shift. So, we are grateful to be here with all of you guys. Exactly like what Virginia said, we're here to help those that are really feeling that inner calling, that feel aligned to work with all of us, and make some massive action in their business, in their healing, so that you can show up, completely shifted in 6 months. So we are super excited. The apply here is right there. We'll be messaging some of you folks as well. And I know Christine's doing a watch party tonight. We will be doing a drawing tomorrow morning or tomorrow before we go live. So everybody that's showed up to the videos or replays and done the soul work, you guys will be in that drawing for several $100s worth of prizes. And we'll share what those prizes are tomorrow. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Do you want to share
Awesome.
actually what's coming into the weekend? Because we have a few more surprises. We could share that now.
Yeah, so we're going to keep going through the weekend. So Saturday is going to be a bonus session of, we're going to just channel what needs to happen Saturday. And then Sunday, we're going to do a Ray of Light Meridian Therapy healing session. So that will be a Zoom link that we'll provide, I believe, and we can stream that into the Healing Soul School. Monday and Tuesday will go as well, and everything will wrap up officially. Carts closing, all of that enrollment stuff will close Tuesday at midnight. But I will not, unless it was a day like today, I won't try to stay up until midnight. So midnight on Tuesday will be the wrap up. So we have some bonus sessions, some healing sessions. We're going to do a hot seat. I can't remember if we decided that was Saturday or Monday. So I can't remember our hot seat day.
Yeah, so Saturday we have Virginia's going to do a meditation in the morning, one of her special meditations. I'm going to talk about money and fear at 1:00 on Saturday. We'll have our special healing on Sunday, and then we'll do the hot seat on Monday for those who have businesses or just want some help, some coaching. But then we have the hot seat for that.
Yeah, perfect.
Awesome.
And that will be
all stuff coming.
We'll shift the banner so you'll see all those times and that kind of stuff. So let us know if you have any questions, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Awesome.
Yes. Bye, guys.
Bye.